Welcome too late to the show. I'm your host, Prophet74. We're going to take a look at this new Nighthawk from NETGEAR. It's Wi-Fi 6 ready. We want to see if it's compatible to your needs, see what you can do with this. And we're going to take a look at the actual software behind the hardware. And this is pretty much a standard system now these days. We're all going to the new generation of internet that we're all having for home, from cable to actual now fiber. So this is capable of handling both. All right, let's take a look at the AX Nighthawk. Now this one came out of the box like this. It's pretty much they give you information how to set up the whole router with one card. No other booklets in there. I checked around, and this is pretty much what it's involved. They say you could download the application to set up this whole thing wirelessly. All right, let's start on the back first. If you guys can see, this is going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 antennas, and you have to set this up manually, of course. One thing that you have to do, it does have a power button, power supply, and this is going to be the WAM, the yellow one. This is where you actually connect your modem, your cable provider, your fiber provider. You pretty much set up the main line in here, right? Not from the actual cable, but they actually give you one cable to connect into this line. So that's where you will normally connect. You have 1, 2, and 3, and 4 connections, all right? One's supposed to be a 1 gig, but we're going to take a look at it and see if this one actually has that feature. And then they give you a USB here. Now, the USB is pretty unique. You can set up a printer in there. You can set up a router in there. You can set up a USB hard drive to read it out of it. A lot of functions you can do. You can put timeline. You can put the time machine, which if you have a Mac, you want to back up your stuff and have an external drive, you can do that through your network. All right. Now, connecting to it directly, it's going to enable you to have faster speeds. But we're going to take a look at the 2.4 hertz and then the 5 hertz. See what options you have. On the front of it, it's pretty unique. They give you all the buttons, everything that needs to be on. It's going to light up in here. How many connections you have? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. What tells you it's in here? The actual USB will even light up in here. It will say it's a 3.0. This is if you have a function that needs a WPS authentication. You could click on this. It will authenticate the device. You can do that remotely. And this is, like I say, if you want to turn off your Wi-Fi immediately, or you don't have anybody on, or you want to maybe discipline your child, turn off the internet, you can do that remotely here, or push up a button. Now the off and on button, it's going to be on this side right here. Very simple. So let's go ahead and plug it in and see what software is behind this. All right. So the instructions tell you can use your phone, but here it tells you in small little writing in here that you can log in directly to the router. So we're going to do that. We're going to have to go //www. You have to say router login.com. So that's another option. Or if you want to use a phone to set up, or your iOS or your iPad or anything else, or your Droid, you can do that. But familiar with that, you could bypass this by saying, I don't have a compatible smartphone in the bottom. So we're going to do that here. But like I said, you can have that on your phone off the bat. They just tell you right away to jump on that. So let's go ahead and do it. I don't have a compatible system. It's okay. You can agree to the terms, agree to everything, and continue on. And they're going to set you up in manually everything, all your IPs and all your setups. Now here, do you want NETGEAR the Genie to help you? It's just pretty much yes. If you more advanced personnel, like you know what you're doing, I would say, hey, you could just do this on your own. You could set up your DNS, your smart information, your router information, all that stuff. You could set up all that. But right now, out of the box, we're just going to say yes. We want them to help us. All right, so now that it configures itself, it's asking for a couple of things. Right now, it's giving you that it's going to become an admin. You're going to have to create a password for admin. For this, we're just going to set up the password for the same thing right now. We have to go back in there. You can save your password or do all the things. I'm saying never. We're going to take a look at the password itself. It's giving us a password here for 16 characters, and it's giving us the actual password for the wireless device. We don't like it. We could change it. We could say test 2022 exclamation mark. What I want. All right, not what you want. So, but it's an option.
If you like their passwords, you can use their passwords. It's up to you. All right, so it completed. It took maybe a minute and a half. Say congratulations. This is your information you're required to log in. This is information for your wireless device. So it did create 2 devices, if you guys see. One wireless was 2.4, if you see it, and it has a NETGEAR 84, and the other one's NETGEAR 84 dash slash 5 hertz. So it gives you, and it has the same password for both of them. So it doesn't do the combination of the two networks, but it gives you those options, which is good. And you can print it out here or just hit next. All right, the device actually asked me to register, kind of forced me into a lot of corners saying, hey, make sure you got this right. So we're going to finally register and we're going to go ahead and continue. I got to reply within 24 hours for the validation of the actual password.
So you download the app, all right? And we're going to open it up and we're going to try to set it up. So by checking this, I accept, I agree. Allow me to go ahead and do this by using the app. Create an account. No, sign in with existing account. We're going to sign in with the existing account. Multiple networks. I do have one. So I'm going to set up a net for 5. And we're going to set up the password that we created earlier, where we should call it test. And then 2022 exclamation mark. And that's the password we set up earlier. We're going to say connect. Go ahead and connect this thing, and we have ignition. Now we could able to set up this connect by anywhere. Let's try again. Now it's connecting to it, and it's asking me for the admin password. We're going to go ahead and set up the same password that we just set up earlier. We'll say test 2022 exclamation mark. We're going to verify it, and we're going to say check sign in. Later, we're not going to set up this anywhere. So we're trying to set up, and maybe later too. So this is our actual NETGEAR, if you guys can see it. Sorry about the lighting and sorry about the device, but it's because this is the only way I'm able to see things in here. So we go into the device management, and we're going to see what's connected right now. And we do have one machine that's connected. We have one phone and one computer that's connected right now. If you guys can see that, it's giving you a lot of information on the network. We could add up a profile and change it around. There's 3 devices in here. Let's go back. Remind me later. Security, we're going to go to security, see what's available on the security. Protect your with armor now. So it's pretty much, you could activate the trial or you could buy their information. Right now, we're not going to activate anything off the bat. They're selling a lot of things up front. So internet speeds, we're going to take a look at the internet speeds. We could go to history. So let's go back. We know speeds, parental controls. I'm not going to rate this right now. Go to parental controls. Remind me later. Unlock premium. No, it just, you could unlock premium or you could add things in there. So right now we could, let's go back into, it doesn't give me any options in parental controls. Set up profile. Unlock premium. Let's go unlock it. Set up time limitations. And it's a trial. You don't have to pay for this stuff. So we're not going to even go into details on that part. And then Wi-Fi analytic. So this is kind of like a report system on your Wi-Fi connection, how fast it's connecting from your device. So it's not a bad tool. Wi-Fi settings. This is where you could change passwords. You could enable different frequencies. Like for example, the 2.4 hertz, you could change the password to not match the 5 hertz. So you can do that. Smart connection. Have enabled connecting to Wi-Fi speed. So there is a smart plug button that you can do that, enable that. So you can connect it without any password just by kind of authenticating on the actual device. So guest networks, we haven't set it up, but here's where you actually could set up the guest accounts. This is a manual thing you have to do in here. You have to go in here and set up either passwords to have them different. You can set up the bandwidth through there. So you can go in there and set up the actual Wi-Fi guests. And it doesn't give you the full bandwidth, but I'm sure that you can control that too in there. Traffic meter. We're going to enable it for now. And it takes a couple days, maybe hours, to analyze some of the stuff and start tracking what kind of traffic we're getting in here. And that's pretty much it. I mean, overall, you could get alerts too, and then it take you home too. Overall, you see your router, your whole system on one phone frequency. Personally, I don't like it like this. I actually like everything on the web where I can control things better. I keep all my sense. If I lose my phone, then I will lose my connectivity, and this could be somebody's. If somebody logs in, they could have access to this too. But that's why you're supposed to set up your dual authentication. It's necessary if you ever lose your phone. I don't like some of the features that they're trying to sell up front instead of you. It should be automatically embedded in the system instead of you trying to chase to set up. Like the prudential controls, I'm not liking that you have to purchase a certain package in there. I like it off the router to be installed in there. I'm purchasing something that will has to help me out easy to control devices for my kids and stuff like that. But here they're trying to sell this stuff. I mean, it's up to you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the device. Some of the features that the device has, a little unique, but they're something to get used to. I don't really like that you have to have internet. What about if you're setting up proprietary internet? It's a little difficult if people are not phone savvy or don't understand some of the devices or some of the settings. And this is going to enable, it's not meant for those people because you're actually clicking on things that you're not going to understand. Like it's asking you to buy, for example, parental controls. This is something that you have to unlock. If you want to unlock, you have to either pay, no credit card information install, or start your free trial. And on top of that, they're going to set up their settings, their prudential controls. So it might even block some things that might not be necessary to be blocked on. So that's something I didn't like about the device itself right now, because it has a lot of features that they're selling you on top of just the router, an expensive router to begin with, and they're selling other stuff inside the system itself. So a lot of these features haven't been unlocked, and they're not going to be unlocked because there's a lot of things that I don't agree with the system coming out of the box, that it should be that you need a phone to even review the reports. I tried to actually go on the web and try to make the changes, and it didn't give me anything positive in there. The device itself looks nice and neat, but the features behind it is what kind of like pushed me away from it. So that's my advice.